London had taught me to grow accustomed to noise, the clang of carriages, the cry of vendors, the restless murmurs of ambition that fluttered about the streets. Yet in the quiet drawing room of my modest lodgings, I found silence more deafening than the city's chaos. It was the silence between myself and Clara. When we married, it had not been for love but for necessity. I was a man worn by years of rejection, the promise of employment eluding me until at last fortune smiled with a position at a reputable firm. Yet long before this stroke of luck I had been persuaded, perhaps cornered, into becoming the husband of a wealthy tradesman's daughter. Clara was her name, though my heart, stubbornly anchored in the past, whispered another, Lydia, my lost university love, now long gone to America. Clara was unlike Lydia in every imaginable way. Where Lydia had been slender, with the careless grace that drew admiration from all quarters, Clara was round-faced, with soft features that betrayed no guile. She laughed often, though never at me, for I offered her little beyond curt nods and distracted silence. To me she seemed a burden, an obligation thrust upon a man who yearned for freedom. And yet Clara loved. She loved me with a devotion both simple and profound, though she scarcely dared show it. She would busy herself with little domestic fancies, humming as she laid out my garments or smiling as she tidied my books. Once, with a blush tinting her cheeks, she asked, "Might I call you you instead of sir? The other wives do so with their husbands." I indifferent gave a nod, "You may." To her it was triumph, to me nothing. It was not until the evening I discovered her journal that my heart was startled into awakening. I had meant only to arrange my belongings for departure. Yes, departure, for I had resolved to leave her behind and seek a house of my own. Yet in the drawer, half hidden beneath a handkerchief, lay a little diary, its cover worn soft by tender hands. I told myself I should not read, and yet I did. The first page began with childish excitement. "Today I marry, my husband's name is Edward, how handsome he is, how fortunate am I." As I turned the pages, her words unfurled like the petals of a trembling rose. She had written of me as though I were some gallant hero, though I had given her no reason. She spoke of her joy when I permitted her to call me you. She confessed to late-night tears when, fevered with dreams, I whispered Lydia's name, and yet, even in that pain, her love endured. I read of her small victories, a pound lost through dieting, which she celebrated as though it were a gift she had laid at my feet, the anguish when she saw me smoke, yet the wonder at how manly I looked, the yearning to sit beside me under a full moon and whisper secrets until dawn. And on the final page her words shook me, "Tonight I shall surprise him. This morning I placed a new packet of cigarettes in his coat pocket. He shall find it and wonder, yet that is but a trifle. Tonight I shall bring him joy, oh, how I long to see him smile. I have never seen him smile at me. Love you, my lark." I closed the book with trembling hands, ashamed, undone. Had I truly been so blind to this quiet devotion, so callous to the tender heart beating at my side? That night she returned late, a small cake in her hands. "Happy birthday," she whispered, her face radiant with hope. I had forgotten my own birthday, but she had not, and when she bade me close my eyes, I obeyed. When I opened them again, she stood before me with a simple gift, a clay horse, crudely made yet achingly familiar. My breath caught. It was the very toy my late father had once placed in my boyhood hands, long thought lost to memory. "I went to see your mother," Clara said softly. "She gave this to me. She said you loved it dearly." In that instant, something within me shattered. The walls I had built of pride, bitterness, and regret crumbled beneath the quiet power of her love. I drew her close, truly close, for the first time and whispered, "Clara, close your eyes. I too have a gift for you." Obediently she did, her lashes trembling against her cheeks. I lingered a moment, watching the gentle innocence that had suffered so long beneath my neglect. Then I pressed into her hands a small ring of keys. "Our home," I said, my voice unsteady. "A place of our own. And tomorrow, Clara, we begin again, not as strangers bound by duty, but as husband and wife." Her eyes opened, wide and glistening. And when at last her lips curved into the sweetest smile, I knew what love was. Not the fleeting thrill of youth, nor the echo of a name from the past, but this, the silent song of devotion heard only when one learns to listen.